Dreamers Welcome Podcast.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast. We are back in the building, ladies and gentlemen. I go by CEO PESO, blessed and highly favored. God damn it. Listen. Stop laughing, bro. Because we did this before. I had a minor error of tripping over the cord. And it was a great conversation, but we had to run it back because I respect my man enough to be like, hey, I want to do this right. I want the audio to be clear. He's an innovator. He's a videographer. He's a director. A great enthusiastic person when it comes to like his work and his detail. And you know, I look up to your work. I don't even think I said that on the last pod, but just like, bro, like you definitely are like a staple in the city, though.
Thanks, man.
Please introduce yourself for the people again.
Hey guys, I'm Spencer Wolfe. You may have seen some of my stuff. I work with some local talent here, and I'm gonna try to keep it going as well. Like, I'm not gonna stop, and I think you're gonna be able to see more of my name in the future. Hopefully,
absolutely.
Hopefully, the screens get bigger.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Nah, it's have you seen the square footage building they bought? They about to start shooting like feature films here.
Is that Ohio HD or is that's in Columbus?
No, yeah. But like, I think by next year they're gonna have like a whole like.
No, I don't think I've heard of that.
Bro, you gotta look into that. Like they already been shooting like clips of Avengers here and all that.
What?
Bro, you gotta look into it, bro.
I know, right? I'm out of the loop, but like,
I can't believe you ain't hip to that though, because when I seen it, I'm like, it's like 100 and something square foot building that he getting on the east side.
You know what? Now I think about it, I think I have heard about that, but
Bro.
For some reason I just didn't dig into it.
It blew my mind. I was like, okay, like,
because I knew they filmed Avengers like some of the first ones, like maybe another few in Cleveland, I think, a couple times.
Nah, they did some shit here too though. But basically, Ohio was becoming like a new form of like, you know, people filming movies.
The tax credit was, I think, is pretty good.
There it is, like, the state of Ohio. Cause
I think it's been going good for a while, because I think just not even, I think last summer, I think it was Martin Scorsese. I think he was just shooting a film here around in this area. Wasn't he in Dayton area?
I think that maybe been in Cincinnati. Yeah, it was Cincinnati. Yep.
Yeah, okay, it was Cincinnati.
But they migrating around just the whole Ohio area though. You know, we got cornfields and woods everywhere.
I know, man. I'm waiting for that call. Next time they're shooting here.
Link in the description. Nah, but how you feeling though, man? What's going on with you?
Pretty good. Been traveling a lot this year. A lot down south. I've been getting that cinematic movie itch again. You know, I'm ready to start shooting films and stuff again.
Mm-hmm.
And so like a lot of you guys know, I put a lot of my cinematic like storytelling in music videos, which is like a great way, I think, to practice on that. Mm-hmm. But I think I want to get more into like more narrative storytelling, more detailed,
more
30,
dialogue,
40 minute, more
yeah.
And so I did a couple things. I'm already storyboarding for a couple different ones.
So all right, so director talk. Man, how many videos do it take for you to be like, all right, I want to take it to the next level?
Man, I don't know.
Because we so engulfed into.
I think for me, it seems like I'm always trying to figure out something new, but I like to always go back on things that I've tried that didn't work out.
Right.
But now that I've known not to do it that way, I'm like, well, you know what? This other theory I think would work then, and I'll try it again. So sometimes if you look at my older videos, you might see a recycled idea, loosely, like an idea off something. Like you might see a similar shot of a chair falling down, and then you see another shot again 5 years later and something where it's a little better.
Right.
And
so you go back and somewhat still study your work and build off of it, though.
Yeah. My biggest problem in my life right now as a creator is I don't watch enough shit that's out there. Like I don't watch movies. No. I'm not watching movies, and I'll start coming up with an idea. My friends would be like, "Hey man, like, you know that
you didn't
kind
see
of
the
been
new
done."
John Wick?
I'm like, wait, what? What are you talking about? And I'll like look, I'll watch it, and I'm like, damn, and I'm embarrassed, you know, like, and that means I'm on the right lane. Just I'm a little behind.
I look at that as like, you know, I hear interviews like Lil Wayne would be like, I don't listen to other people's like raps, because he don't want to.
Well, it's not like on purpose. I guess my attention span. Like, so believe it or not, it's hard for me to sit through and watch a whole movie, but I can watch through every single one of my things.
But I can't watch a movie and really get in tune. Like I'm looking at lighting and
you're pausing it, looking stuff up.
You know what I mean?
And the next thing you know, you're scrolling and it's been 30 minutes. You're like, oh man.
That lens flare was crazy type shit though.
No, yeah, no, exactly. And then sometimes you just pick it out and you try to remember it. and I wish I had a better memory and of ideas that inspired me to do, but for some reason I don't write them down or like take a note of it in the grand scheme of things. I'll be in the middle of it in the heat of it, and it would just for some reason I won't write it down. I'm like, oh wow, I'm about to remember that shot because I feel like I can do that shot.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
Years go by, and you're like, oh wow,
I totally understand.
I need an idea.
Like that, yeah, that's all. I can't watch a movie and be like, man, I kill this angle right here or whatever the case is. So just with the like I said, we both are music video directors. But was that the first like the go-to? Like, was that like I want to shoot music videos, or was it infatuation of movies?
Started with movies. So I don't know. So I actually posted. I don't know how many days ago it was, but I posted something because I've been like, I guess, obsessed with film for 20 years. I celebrated my 20th anniversary year of making films.
Let's go.
With my friends.
Let's go.
So
that first one was trash. Probably
oh,
not.
Man. I have that stuff. 2003.
03?
Yep, 6th grade.
Shit, man, that was a JVC camera.
I was doing in 03. I was obsessed with what did it. I always thought I wanted to be an actor.
Really?
For I'm talking like grade school. I'm talking first grade. I was just obsessed with characters, and wanted to dress up like Mortal Kombat, and Halloween was my time, and I wanted to be Michael Myers or whatever, and I wanted to be Arnold Schwarzenegger really bad. I wanted to be an action hero, but also a bad guy. And
shouts out to the jean jacket, by the way.
Oh yeah,
very Schwarzenegger vibes.
It is. Yeah, shout out.
But yeah. So
and.
Go ahead.
Well, I remember I would mess with Legos, and this was like first grade, and I would sit my parents down, like, force them. They didn't really care, but I'll do like Lego plays, and we'll do movie trailers with like the Legos. For my parents to play music and hit play, pause, do the whatever,
maneuvering
doing
Legos
crazy
around.
shit. Yeah. And for some reason, I always thought that was the case. And then in 6th grade, my buddy my buddy now, Dylan McCrary, but he was the guy. I didn't know him then. I was new in class. I didn't know anybody. And I was just drawing these pictures, and the person sitting next to me said, hey man, like those are kind of cool. They're scary. I'm like, oh yeah, man, I want to be like an actor, like a scary movie guy. And he said, well, my buddy Dylan, he's making a movie. And I'm, oh, what? And of course it's VHS.
Get in tone, yeah.
And then ever since then, that was
the
it.
red, white, yellow core in the back of the TV.
That was it, and that was the rest of his history. And my biggest inspiration at that time was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake. So the 2003 Michael Bay version. That one was the one that got me like, I'm making scary movies. Like that was it. Now I do a lot of scary stuff, but I'm trying to get out of the scary stuff. Do more serious.
Well, scary movies just come with a good suspense, a good storyline. Like it's a good scary movies is a good build up though.
It's also cheaper to do.
Really?
Yeah.
So hold on, why? Do you explain that though?
So budget wise, depending what kind of scary movie you're making. So action films, are expensive. You got all the effects, all the time taken to do it, stunts, everything. People could get hurt. Then you have romances, which is those could be done pretty cheap, but usually romances need A-listers or need someone big name to make it. Yeah. And then you have comedy, which is the hardest to make because how do you know it's funny because it's your friend or is it actually funny?
Yeah, you don't want to be biased.
Comedies, really hard to write.
Comedies is, that's definitely like
it's hard.
It could be a hit.
You don't know, yeah.
And
then, but horror, I mean, some fake blood packets, and you can make something scary with your buddies, and it could be B-movie. It could not be as high in production value but it can still be scary. I mean, perfect example is like, what are those movie like Paranormal Activity movies? I mean, like some of those were still more expensive.
That was hold on, you talking about
like home video style,
like Blair Witch Project?
Yeah, Blair Witch Project.
That was the biggest finesse.
Yeah.
Ever, by the way.
But
like if y'all know movies,
if your story's good though.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I always find scary movies to be easier because like it's easy to get around bad acting sometimes too. No offense to the actors, but it's hard to find.
Yeah, you gotta scream
you
good.
can get around it. So if you can't scream good, you can find different ways to do it, and you can just make it weird and creepy. And I feel like that's easier. Some people can disagree with me, but I don't know why. I think that's why I just kind of went towards horror because it's just. I had the capabilities of doing it at the time and get a Halloween mask or something cool with your friends and try
so Halloween for you wasn't just like candy and trick or treat. It was like let me make this shit psyched out. Yeah.
Props everywhere, costumes.
So okay, but did you look at getting into music videos as a as a better introduction to show off your mind of like filming?
I guess you could say that. I was really, really into music videos all the time, but I never really knew how to make one. And I think I made my first one in 2008. So again, if you were to go look at that 20-year thing, it like has like all my
link in the description.
Oh man, it's and so '08 was the first time I wanted to try how to do a music video. Like you just play the song and on set like there, and you just sync the song. You know, I just wanted to figure it out.
Yeah,
and so I did. And I really enjoyed it because I think it was a way for me to create stories with a direction, because I always struggle to come up with ideas, kind of come up with a cool plot. And music videos, half the work's mostly done if you listen to the music and you can, you know, and just feel what it's telling you or what it's actually.
Yeah, I think the biggest deal with music videos is like trying to squeeze in a good storyline within like 3 or 4 minutes rather than a movie. You know, we got a 90-minute.
I know. I've had to make one of those though. You know, I have never made anything like that big.
No, okay, but transcending into what you got going on now. Let's talk about it. So, okay, so what's going on now?
Okay. So we can fast forward. I started doing music videos for a while, and I loved it, and I still do love it, and I never want to stop. I always want to keep doing music videos. But to fast forward into what he was just talking about with film, I did a short film in 2018 that me and my buddies put together. That I was just saying, you know what, like if I wanna do movies, I gotta put out movies. Like, you know, like you the work you get.
You need that resume.
Yeah. The work you put out is the work you get. So if you did a bunch of weddings, you're getting hired for a bunch of weddings. So I'm like, you know what, I need to show people that I can make this.
Yep.
And I started in 2018, and we had mostly finished product, and it was cool, but we had a lot of plot holes, man. It was like, wow, this is bigger than it should have been. It shouldn't have been a short. Should have been a whole feature film, like an hour plus, but we didn't have the resources. So I'm like, well, let's just reshoot some scenes or add a couple things. And we ended up coming across the idea of how about we just tell the whole thing as a flashback. So it's just an old man around a fire talking about his youth. And so that's how
this is your idea.
Yeah. And it's about search and rescue rangers, you know, looking for missing people. And it's a horror thriller love story mix. Like it's a lot.
Movie or series?
This was a short film.
Okay.
This is that short film in 2018. So we did it. We finished it. Didn't put it in any festivals, anything like that. And then the lead actor that I had in it ended up getting some good work. He's on a show called ATL Homicide. I think they finished season 4 might be out now. He's like the main cop guy. His name is Christopher Diaz. He was in that short film in 2018, and I think they just wrapped season 1. But his producer of that show happened to see the trailer that we made.
Right.
And she was like, "Holy shit. This is cool." At least that's what I hope she said. From what I'm told, she said, "Holy shit, this is good.
Yeah, you're right.
There's a lot of potential here." And so as far as what I was told, that's what was said. And she pretty much just put it on the table, like, "Hey, how about you know, let's meet up. Let's have a meeting. Let's talk about this a little bit." We go down there. Next thing you know, she's like, "We want to make a series with this," and they already have multiple shows. She's ties with Netflix. All these crazy things. Like she sells a lot of things for different people,
but she got intrigued off of what she's seen.
Yeah. And so she was like, "Well, how do you feel? Like, what can we do the series?" And I was straight up like, "Look, I'm not gonna be able to write 800+ page 8 different scripts. You know, like I'm gonna be real. Like I love writing. Don't get me wrong, but like at this point, that's a little in over my head. And so Chris just knew like we need to get a writer on board, like someone else, but based off everything you have. And he hired Ian Goodman. And he has a lot of credits as well, and he's writing it based off everything I did, and we all check in. He'll see the notes, and then we got the script back. First episode, 74 pages, and it's really good. Like better than all of our expectations. Not that we had low expectations, but just even my idea how he kind of spun with it a little bit and twisted it. Because I let him have free reign. Like, Ian, you do what you want to do, man. Like it's not my baby. I want this all to be.
But that's the thing though. It kind of is your baby though. So
you know.
So that brings us a new question.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, to be able to have the comfortability to put your vision in other people's hands, is that something that stresses you out, or is it a big deal?
It's honestly, it doesn't stress me out. Normally it would, right? Like normally it's something if I really want to try from inception, like starting it from the beginning, I want to be able to just let me cradle it for a little while, and you know. But with this one, it's something I worked on for a while, and I can never nail completely right with like some of the story plots. Like I was having a hard time getting pacing and stuff right, but there were amazing ideas, at least I thought, and I just let him do it, and I felt relieved. I felt like, for the first time, I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
and
especially
when I got the first draft back, I was like blown away because I was immediately getting the visuals. Like, oh, yep.
Yeah.
They hired me on as director, so I'm directing it. And
not touching the camera,
I'm telling them what I want, but And
it's a stressful. It's a blessing, but it's a stressful thing to be like, because you know how you would want the angle to be or whatever the case is.
And that was actually my biggest fear was like, I know sometimes cinematographers are very artistic people, just like I am, and they want their lighting and their camera angles and their 2 cents to be in it, which is I completely respect, and I hope that's what they want to do because I want to see what they want because it's different from mine, and I'm always hard on myself, so it's cool to see someone else have like really good work, and then you're not as hard on it because it's not your own. You're just like, wow, that's fine.
Nah, but but that's definitely like a big thing of like putting your vision into somebody else's hands and then trusting them to do it as well though.
I think I'm comfortable enough. The trust. That was one too, is referral, man. A lot of people need referrals, and they actually, the last conversation we had was they asked me, what cameras do you want to shoot this on? They asked me who you want your cinematographer to be. Like, do you know anyone? Do you want to send me a list and you guys can have some lunch? You can see if you guys kind of kick it off and stuff like that. And a couple of my friends said you should really use this guy. He is amazing. He is really, really easy to work with. No ego, because I don't like egos. Leave him at the door.
At all.
And and just that right there alone. And it's from a seasoned actor. He's an older gentleman, retired, and he from him, with all the experience he's went through, I know he's telling me this guy is good to work with.
Right.
So I trust him. Like, all right, this is the one. And I suppose that is real, and it's just action packed. It looked like some, like Bad Boys. Like, it's just insane. He actually just shot a movie.
Shouts out to
shame
Michael
on
Bay.
me for not remembering, but he actually shot a movie. It was in theaters. He was the cinematographer. I cannot remember what it's called, and it's going to bother me. I don't want to pull my phone out. I don't want to pull my phone out. Link in the description.
If it comes, it's like link in the description. That's how we get back. If it comes to you, just blur it out though.
But he's really good, and so I'm excited to see what he has. I'm hoping that they got connected with him because I've never spoken with him yet, so I'm not really sure. Like, hopefully, my producer was able to, entice him to say let's talk, everything. And I'm hoping that we do. But we shoot episode 1 in October for 12 days in Knoxville, Tennessee, in the Smoky Mountains. Yeah,
that's a nice scenery.
Yeah,
man. So, with everything that you are able to see from your, God-given talent, you travel, you do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bringing it back to Dayton though, just to shine some light on the city though. Is this something that we missing to put our city on the map, or do we have everything we need to make it work here?
I think we have everything, to be honest, because I'm always going to live here. Like, I've always told everybody around me, like, well, Spencer, why don't you move to like a big city? Like, why don't you go out here and go out there? I'm like, because this is
go to Los Angeles.
I could decompress here. Like, this is where I feel good. You know what I mean? This is where I'm home. This is what gave me my inspiration to be a filmmaker from the beginning. So like, why would that ever change my motivation? I think I get my best inspiration here because I don't have to worry about anything else when I'm home. And so when I'm traveling, that's work. It's always work. Traveling, even if I'm off, I feel like if I'm not home, I'm working. And that's even if I'm on vacation. Like, I went to Costa Rica, it's hard for me to even chill. I'm still texting people. I'm still looking. Even the sights, they're beautiful. I immediately think, oh man, if I had this lens, this camera, this here, I can get. I just automatically on the work brain, and it's hard to shut.
It's hard, yeah, but it's definitely difficult. Like, to shut it off. Like I said, I can't watch a movie without looking at how they, shoot it and the angles. Yet alone just going to another city. It's just like scenery and everything. But like I said, I do really see Dayton, building up a filmatic type of vibe like right now. Though.
I see it coming. There's a lot of good talent here. I mean, when I went to one film festival in Cleveland, I saw a few people that from the Dayton area that won an award, and I think that there's a lot of talent here still, and there's a lot of new people getting into the medias and different ones, and I feel like it's a great birth ground, like, to create anything. I mean, look at everything we have. We have open fields. We can go more east and get like mountainous looking stuff. We can just head across the river. We can go to Cincinnati. We got old architecture. We go up north. We got like just the nice country areas if you want to get like just wide open shots. Like, for a creator, a digital creator, Ohio is like almost the best of everything aside from like, gigantic mountain ranges. But, just go down 4 or 5 hours, go into Tennessee. You can get great stuff. It's really not a bad spot. It's the heart of the country.
Nah, G shit though. Nah,
Yeah,
bro.
it's the heart of the country. It's the heart of the country.
Nah, G shit. Nah, but you are.
Hell, don't put that in there.
Nah,
He's putting that in.
That's a good clip.
Oh yeah.
But nah, but yeah, but because one thing I seen, just me being in Atlanta, because Atlanta is becoming a new mecca of like filming and everything, and then it's like you come to Ohio, it's just kind of like it's not that bad here. Like
It's not as busy, but I think it's like it's undercover busy. It seems like that all the projects you hear about, they're like real on the down low.
Yeah,
like why do they do that? Like I don't hear about something until a month after they're done shooting. I'm like, wait. I get it.
But yeah, I do get it.
But at the same time, yeah, we're over here trying to invite everybody to come to our sets.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, hold on,
we big back that up. But no, I
we
get
want
it.
to let everybody know what's going on.
I just feel like not a lot of attention's on it.
Yeah.
Dude, like, okay, so at the bottom of all things, you'll see like filmed in Georgia Film Commission. Like it'll say all these things.
Georgia Peach logo.
Yeah. And like I don't know, have I not noticed? But do they have one for Ohio? Like, do you see it?
They really don't. They really don't.
Ohio Film Commission office, guys, hear me out. So when they use you, start putting something at the bottom. If you already do, I'm sorry, but maybe make it a little bigger or something. I don't know.
Yeah, throw the Ohio flag in there. Was it the red, white, and blue joint? Whatever.
I don't know, but I just feel like that we need to advertise like Ohio.
Yeah.
I can't remember what their tax credit is. I think it's like 29 or 28% or something.
Okay, now you're talking big numbers. Like, I don't want to get canceled, so let's talk about it later.
Canceled?
We talking numbers out here. It's just like, hey man, look.
I don't know what that tax credit is. Am I not supposed to talk about it?
No, we'll save it.
Okay,
we'll save it. All right, let's talk about real quick. Full Sail.
Mm-hmm.
We both went there. We talked about that graduation rate and just how. Was Full Sail was it a finesse or did it really work to your advantage?
The first time when I first graduated, I had all the hope in the world I was gonna be Steven Spielberg. But obviously that's just going in, with a young mind. And then coming out, you knew, and even the professors told you, look, like you're not gonna be Steven Spielberg. I mean, they straight up told you your face.
Nah, G shit.
And it scared you because you're like, whatever. Psh. But then,
like I said,
you go on.
My professor told me, like, bro, you ain't got to graduate. Just meet up with the right people here. And
that's what it came down to. So for a while, I was a little upset about it because I thought that maybe it was. But I think it's just because I didn't use it properly at first. I met a lot of great people. So I guess I did. I did do my homework. I did network and I met people and things like that. But I just had like this gap where I just didn't reach back out to anyone for some reason. I don't understand why. I think I was embarrassed because I didn't like get the gigs like right off rip, and that was part moving back up here, and me just being out of the know.
Yeah,
and but that was my own fault. But now that I'm like steady and I understand why that didn't happen for me and what I did wrong, I know now that I'm like, well, actually they gave me a lot of knowledge. Like, of course I didn't retain everything, but I retained important parts that I thought was important, and I thought that was lighting and
yeah. So your degree was what?
What's that?
Your degree was what?
Oh, film.
Okay, I went for entertainment business.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So like you got something different out of it.
For sure. Yeah. I got the entrepreneurial the 9 to 5 thing. Like y'all motherfuckers was like putting in work.
Like literally. Like there was a moment in time where we had 4-hour sleep intervals for like a month because it was like lecture, lab, 4-hour break, lecture, or lab 2, whatever. And usually it's lighting class, like lighting 2, and like you're on a ladder with heavy stuff, and you're like trying to hang it up, and then they're at the same time telling you, oh yeah, if you just happen to do this, it'll blow you up, it'll kill you, fry you up in 2 seconds. And I'm like, oh, I'm 19, 18 years old, I am scared now. Like I'm scared. Like, how's my health insurance? Like, what are we going? What's the liability here? Like but no, I mean, that was my favorite. Like memories, or I made my best friends in lighting class and just in the trenches, like they're sweating and then staying up all night in lecture classes and labs at 4 a.m. ones, and I'm
about to say, bro, that was the funnest thing about Full Sail. Like if y'all know about Full Sail back in the G, like it was definitely like just fun. It was fun to lose sleep. It was fun to like just learn this shit or whatever, because now it's like applying it to what we doing now is like
It's major because there's a lot of things that I noticed set me apart from people who didn't have the formal studies of film. You know, like people who are self-taught, kind of like if I just were to keep going and learning off YouTube or whatever, you know, because we didn't really have YouTube.
I'm about to say back in the G, like
we didn't have.
Your graduation class was what, same as mine, 2012.
I was 2010 or
no, graduation
2012. Yeah,
we
graduated. That's right. Same month, everything. Oh my gosh.
Hey, just so y'all know real quick, me and Spence graduated without knowing each other in the same year, same month. It was March 2012. Yeah. And you was in, I was in entertainment business. You was in film,
cinematography, or I just filmed this Bachelor of Science.
Film. And that was
bro. On campus for people who go on campus. I don't know if it's any different now, but like when I was there, man, I remember the first day there, my parents took me to eat, you know, as a celebration before they dropped me off. Like, all right, bye, we're going back to Ohio.
Yeah.
And we're in the restaurant, and the guy's like, oh, what kind of celebration? And you're like, oh, my son's just attending Full Sail, and they're like, first thing, ooh. I heard that's a little intense, and I'm just kind of like, what am I doing? I'm over here hearing like military talks, like about how it's like militarized, like it's very like, hey, you're going to be working for real, and you're going to be there, and you can't miss due to attendance.
Yeah,
because they will fail you if you miss more than 36 hours.
Yeah, because it was like classes was like 6 days a week. I don't know,
constant. Yeah,
filmography, but
no, it was similar. I mean, it was like we would cover a credit or something per month. We'd change something new.
Yeah, I mean, it was a accelerated school though. Yeah, so yeah.
It was crazy, but you know what? It got me my mentality that film is not easy, and it's not, you know, but film is just it's not easy. I found out that it is actual physical legit work. You know, it's not just all, you know, and I'm gonna walk red carpets and I'm gonna get my gold and I'm gonna make millions of dollars, and it's like I'm broke, I'm tired, I'm hungry, and I'm tired even more.
But that's a fact. But the levels of filming is so crazy because one thing I was taught, you know, I've been blessed to be around like, you know, film, you know, big budgets, and it's like, when the director panic, everybody else panic.
Yeah.
So
it's energy.
Yeah. So it's just like, so for us to be able to like, you know, take something and make it into a film, and I'm sure you went through that before though, but it just to be like, yeah, like everybody going to look at you like, well, Spence, what's next? What we doing next? Like, and you got to figure it out even when it's a shit show.
I'm actually really looking forward to having a bigger crew because I've always had to talk to everyone.
Okay. So what?
So like I'm wearing all the hats.
I'm about to say, so let's be transparent if we can. Are you doing everything? You doing the directing? You doing the
I'm
camera holding,
camera directing, cinematography. I'm gripping, but I mean I have other people helping me on grip and stuff too. But I just
you mainly
man. And I'm talking to extras, and sometimes I'll delegate that to like someone else. I'm like, hey, you know, like Andy D. He's my assistant. He will go and he'll talk to like a group of like 20 people if I need him to kind of intervene, because sometimes you got a million people ask you questions for like motivation, like, hey, what's my motivation? I'm like, well, as of right now, you just want to walk across the background and act like you're buying a newspaper. Like it could be something like that.
Right.
But I said, just kind of like, you know, what would you do in the morning? Just go, you know. And sometimes I can't have that conversation with every single extra. And one of the videos I did, it was like a bank robbery. If you remember,
C Money.
Yeah, Brazy. Yeah. And that had a lot of extras.
Shouts out to C Money. Great fucking video, by the way.
I like that video. That's a good video. I like the song in the video.
That's a nice location too. Like, what the fuck?
That's actually crafted and cured in Troy. It's a cheese and wine place. I guess it was in Dayton.
Well, hold on, with the vault.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I was shot there when they were remodeling the place.
Man, okay. All right, that's crazy. Yeah, that was a very good scenic. I'm like,
well, we try to get banks, man, and all the red tape. Like there was this old bank that we wanted to get, and it was a People's Federal Bank, and it looked like something straight out of Dark Knight. You know, that's what I was. Nah,
this really like it definitely gave me like super movie vibe with the big ass vault joint.
Yeah,
I'm like,
we got the vibe I went for was grandness of Dark Knight Rises just the Dark Knight Batman and The Town. So shot more gritty.
Oh, the town with Ben Affleck.
Yeah, more gritty with The Town. Longer lenses.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Shot, and since I wasn't shooting on IMAX, because so like I didn't get.
With the black magic. Yeah.
I mean, I like that. I used the black magic or some mini.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
It's like still big.
Yeah, but still though,
it's heavy still.
But nah, that video was definitely the cinematography and everything was on point.
And that was just one we had shot that in 8 hours. And in real life, an action thing like that would be like a 12-hour day.
Nah, for
minimum.
sure. If you see my face, 8 hours, like
We did that in 8 hours. Then we were getting worried. So like during that ending scene, it was actually nighttime. So if you towards the end of the scene, you could tell that big window wasn't in frame anymore. We took it out, and I took other lights and hit it off other places to make it look like sun
like
setting.
still, yeah.
The way we can keep the same vibe, but like man, we can't.
Nah,
get
you
that
got it
window.
off though. Like for you to say that, it looked very cohesive with.
It just kind of
Like it looked good though.
yeah. Thanks.
All right, so just for the up and coming videographers though, what's your process of like when you get sent a song and they want to put the vision in your hands? Like, how do you go about it?
Like, do they just let me do whatever?
Yeah.
So if they're letting me do whatever I want, I usually will sit. I'm gonna sit on the porch swing and drink a coffee. I'm like an old man.
Oh
dude.
God,
Listen,
this motherfucker.
I'm like an old man.
Thunderstorms.
I get the 2 dogs.
and
I sit on the porch swing, dude, and just sip on a strong coffee, right?
cheese
With a
and
notepad.
crackers, and I'm just listening.
Right. No, but warm milk. No. I mean, I'll just sit somewhere and relax and put headphones on, and I just have the song on loop. I'll tell them to give me a day, no more than 2 max, because sometimes I like to listen to it in a different head state. So I'll go listen to it in the gym, and I'll drive around somewhere, cruising around when your mind's just endless. Instead of listening to soundtrack music when you're trying to come up with an idea, listen to the song. And sometimes my biggest thing is I don't listen to the words. I listen to the.
Ain't that weird
at first?
Nah,
Yeah,
man,
at first.
I ain't gonna lie, cause I come from a slight production background, so I listen to the vibe of like what the vibe is rather than what you saying.
That's a mood board.
Okay.
So that's a term I actually learned in Savannah.
Mood board.
She said, "Hey, you mean a mood board?" I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna start using that, dude. A mood board."
Wait. A mood board separated from a storyboard?
So a mood board is like your colors you want to go for. Your overall, is it sad? Is it melancholic? Don't let me get fancy.
God, yeah.
You want to? I don't know. I'll probably use that all wrong. But if you want to go for like it's your vibe you're going for, like what are you looking for? What kind of gradiness? Is it raw? Is it this or that? It's kind of like it's when you're trying to explain a drink of wine.
Joint? Is it a daytime?
Yeah. It's like when people get in, all weird and they take a drink of wine, they try to just say some bullshit to make it sound. That's pretty much what you're doing, but you actually trying to search for some of those things. So it could be like undertone setting, like I want a little bit of like loss, like love, loss in there. So it's like tragic, but also like evil and bad and betrayal, but you kind of get them. Other little some things you can add character arcs, and you can get deep
for sure,
or you can keep it shallow and just tell like a simple story.
So where did you get your mentorship from?
So for lighting, it was Matthew Nelson. That's for lighting.
Shouts out to Matthew.
Yeah, he was my.
I don't know you, but shouts out to you.
Yeah, I go on my Facebook. Big guy with a beard. I have a picture with him, kind of recent.
All right.
Big guy. And then as far as everything else, I don't really know. I guess like before YouTube University was a thing, going to YouTube, looking up everything, I would watch DVD commentaries and behind the scenes and try to pick anytime they just decided to talk about how they did something, or like somewhere behind the scenes, you kind of like are looking at the set, like they're showing. They're showing, behind it, you're getting glimpses of them, because sometimes they didn't have a full on 2 hour long behind the scene.
Yeah, but you seeing like the
watch all this. Even if I didn't like the movie,
what do you call it? PAs and everybody like doing their thing, or whatever the case is, and you kind of just.
I would watch all those, even movies I didn't like. I just because like I couldn't just go to some website and look up behind the scenes of how they made this film. Like
so the DVD commentary was.
Because it
was your thing.
They talk about it and talk about how they got into their inspiration, and sometimes actors are on it, and it helped like develop my vocabulary for how to search for feelings, because it's hard sometimes to describe, like as a director, like actors and talent. It's hard to get like your brain and what you want into words sometimes.
Absolutely.
And so like listening to these other people talk, you might just remember something. You might overuse the word a little bit, but
but it take 5 seconds to hear something from somebody, and if it registers, it'd be like, oh, okay.
That's how you talk about that idea.
Yep.
Yeah, and sometimes you just put it in your back pocket, and when it comes down later in the line, when you're sitting with a client or like coming up with ideas, and that just hits you. You just sometimes you don't need to write down. You just kind of plug it deep away, and it'll just
it'll hit when it's ready.
It's right. Yep.
All right. I don't know if I asked this question already, but no, I think I did. You putting your vision into other people's hands.
Yeah.
Like
I don't normally do that. So like even now today, like people can say, "Oh, can you edit this guy's work?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't really want to edit someone else's work." But like in this particular case, with the scale of the show, it's as of right now, it's called It Comes at Night, or When the Night Comes.
ATL what? Hold on.
ATL Homicides.
ATL Homicides.
On, yes, that Chris is on, and he is joining now as like a kind of a producer, because he's the whole reason why this is even really happening, because he put it in front of the right person. And so yeah, big
Wait,
shout.
no. So, but my question is, to build a team in a conglomerate, like, how uncomfortable is it to really just be like, all right, like, because you a man of many hats and everything, like,
uncomfortable, man.
Yeah. I mean, so how do you get over that comfortability to be like?
I think you just like, there's two ways to look at that. So you can just go like it's not my fucking problem if they fuck it up. But
that's gonna fall back on you.
It is.
It's like,
right. So you can't do that.
Yeah.
So you can't go that route. So the other route I chose is that you just gotta have a careful guidance. If it's something you don't like, you gotta find a way to plant the seed of as a director. So I'm a director, and I could tell him, this isn't quite it. I kind of like I see what you're going for, but you can just say something as simple as, I was like, why don't you try this? I want to go a little more moody, and that could be something like a little more blue. I want a little more moody. Yeah. Can you do that?
So
like, but a lot of times I just let him go. But if it's like obviously some major lots on the line, like I'll just step in. You just say, I'll just do it. And I know that's a problem. Like, so let me grab the camera.
All right. So when did you get to the point where you realized that you went from a worker to a mentor? Because now you teaching people.
I don't know if am I a mentor?
You are. I mean, we are.
Yeah.
Like, it's people that ask us. I mean, humbly bragging.
Yeah.
But it's people that ask me about certain things, to where it's like, oh shit, like I could tell you what it is, but like, do you have a point in life to where it was like you went from being a learner to a teacher?
I guess I think it's probably because I've seen younger kids like try to do what I had to do, and I never had anybody to teach me and tell me, because I always had questions when I was in like middle school, like, how do they do this?
Yeah.
And to have someone just to be able to, like, this is how you do it. And it's just kind of cool. It's like learning a magic trick when you want to be a magician.
It's so simple.
Yeah. And the biggest thing that someone's ever told me was like, don't trick what you see, trick what the camera sees. Like, who cares what's on the outside of your frame? Trick the camera.
Love it.
So if you're there on set,
that's a good damn.
But think about when you're there on set.
Say that one more time.
Say, don't worry about what everyone else sees. All you got to do is trick the camera.
Yep.
So your camera is your new eyes. If you look through that lens and you look through the viewfinder and you look through that, and you don't see all this whatever that makes it happen, that means you did your job. And that sometimes it can help save money too. I mean, dude, you can scale down, but sell the idea. Like, oh, you want to make it look like 50 people or at your place, but you on't got 50 people.
Hella deep. Yeah.
Shoot 50 millimeter and just keep recycling shirts and hats and
50, baby.
People in, man. Yeah, you know that part.
Nah,
so you just gotta trick the camera, dude.
Yeah.
And that was one of my biggest things. And as far as where I became a mentor, like I guess even now I know you're telling me I guess I don't consider myself. I'm like, I give knowledge away if somebody needs it and I have the information. I'm like, dude, try this, or this is what I did to work, or this didn't work for me, or I don't know how to do that. How do you do that? I might not know, but I still look like I'm still learning. Like, I feel like I'm such a low stage still that I don't feel like I'm a mentor yet. Like, I feel like,
because I don't know, videography is ever going
subjective, I guess.
Yeah, like I don't think we could ever really learn everything about videography.
Yeah.
But just to be the forefront of knowing how we are getting to where we at. You know what I mean? Like, shouts out to what is it?
ATL Homicides.
ATL's Homicides, by the way. But just for us to be in a position like that, to be called upon and all of that, like, it's very dope.
It is. I remember I almost hyperventilated on the way home, because on the way, when I went down there and I found out, hey, we're going to make your show. Like, no matter what, we're going to make this happen. On my road home, I sat with me and I was like, my shit was together. Like almost the whole time. I don't know what it was. It's like when your friends get totally smashed drunk, and you're like, you gotta take care, you gotta help them.
Yeah,
it's kind of it just kind of clicks, and like so I was just in there like clicking, going, and then on the way home when I had that 5-hour drive, 4 hours and 51 minutes is what it was.
Hold on, wait, what?
Coming back from Knoxville when they told me that your show's happening.
To Atlanta or Ohio?
Knoxville to Tennessee. So they shoot ATL in Tennessee. Yeah, they shoot it in Knoxville.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll black that
Yeah.
out.
They do. Well, anyways, yeah. So the producers, the production company for ATL Homicide, they're based in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Okay.
So when they wanted to meet me, I went down there, and sometimes they do like interior things, like they shoot certain things. Like there's certain stuff down there that they shoot, but not every. I know it's not everything though.
Yeah.
So they wanted me to come down there to talk to them, and that's when they told me, hey, we were doing to do your show. I was actually told from Chris that I think they just want to like put up some money to like make a fake movie trailer based off new writings. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. To try to sell it. It's a weird concept, right?
It really is. Like,
because
after I just processed
you got to think that I went and pretty much sold a series to a big like person who's worked in the industry without a script. And that they don't do that.
Where's the
script
synopsis or
it was just the short film.
Well, sizzle. That's a sizzle reel then.
Yeah, like that. And is a short. Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
See, there's some things I still don't. Really know.
Okay, so yeah, shouts out to Josh Martin. But yeah, if you don't got like something that's written out to read or whatever, you just piece it together in the visual aspect. Yeah, that's a sizzle reel.
Okay. Well, we did have scripts, I guess, for that.
Well, yeah,
but yeah, okay, sizzle reel.
Yeah, just to you basically got them like hooked off of what they seen.
Yeah,
right?
And they thought it was good enough.
That's a sizzle reel.
And then the writer came on board. She was already like, oh, cool, because me and him work together all the time, so she already knows this guy's stuff's dope. So we're like, all right, we're good. Spencer, you direct it? I'm like, yeah. Or do you want to direct it? They asked me, what do you want to do on this? I at first wasn't sure. My original plan was like, let's just sell it and we can walk away, because I was nervous, dude. I just want to sell it, walk away.
I feel like I can ask you this because I still go through it, but do you like underestimate yourself? Do you?
Oh yeah, dude. But then I don't. It's like sometimes I'm
weird,
confident.
Right? Yeah, like
I underestimate myself.
Wait. Let me hold on.
Okay, yeah,
go ahead. I asked it, but I got an answer for it.
Okay.
Because I feel like you dope enough to like pull this shit off, but at the same time, like it's a certain validation you want,
right?
Like,
it's like
so
okay.
weird,
I
bro.
guess how you said it's like, dude, I know I'm dope enough to where like, okay, like I know that I establish myself and then I can stand out and separate myself.
Is that?
But also, I'm like, but when it comes to the big dogs, I'm peanuts. I'm like, I'm not. That's how I think. I always look at myself like that doesn't look like mainstream enough, like cinematic enough. That doesn't look like something I'd see on Netflix. That's not good enough quality.
Yeah,
and that's how I feel about all my stuff. Everything.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of I ain't gonna say I noticed that, but I just know that like for us to be in a caliber of being in Ohio, doing good work. I'll be trying to get from my peers, like, man, I wonder if you feel like everybody else would be like, you dope as fuck.
Is this good enough?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Ask someone who makes Netflix movies, is this good enough? They'll be like, I mean, I don't want to say that's what they'll be like, but you never know. And that's what I'm afraid of. I'm like, man, but it's more of along the lines of like, well, look what I made this with only this.
That, I think.
It's like, hey, I did this with nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
Like I own this shit already.
Like $30 million budgets compared to like, 5,000, like, man,
right,
look,
right, like 5,000 that have more than 50% of that went to the Airbnb, and then
for sure,
because you rent
and we
Airbnbs.
got 12 hours.
Yeah, you got one.
Hours
technically, it depends because like you better hope it's a night shoot because you can't get there till 4 p.m.
Yeah,
check in, and then you're checking out the next day to 11. So if you get one night, you're only there from 4 p.m. to 11 a.m. So you gotta get it for two.
Go mode.
Yeah, and then they charge you a $300 clean fee. So you're about I'll say $2,000, $1,500 deep. On a good place, $1,500 to $2,000 deep on something that's like, hey, this is nice. Like, this is worth a video.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like no one wants to rent something that looks like your mom's kitchen. I mean,
no, I didn't holler at my homie for that. Like, it's whatever though.
Yeah.
Nah.
I mean, unless it calls for it.
Wait.
Oh no, what just happened?
Oh God. Why is it?
Hold on. Where does it say? Does it say the last time it recorded?
Limited space remaining. We're still recording. All right.
Oh, it's almost done. Yeah.
All right. So.
Oh my lord.
Yo, bro. If y'all know, hey man,
what's up? We're gonna get real good at this, man.
Look,
we're gonna get good.
In my B glasses, look. This is the second podcast we did, but I respect my man's. Okay, I ask everybody, what is a good quote or a piece of advice that you live off of?
I know I had one last time, but it's like
Things change, man.
I know. I mean, I always used to always go off this one is never pre-qualify anybody.
Never what?
Pre-qualify anyone.
Explain.
So like, judging a book off its cover, this dude might look like the brokest dude you ever met, but he might be the richest guy you ever met. Never judge, never pre-qualify anyone. So someone comes to you for work, if you're any kind of entrepreneur of any type or whatever it is, you sell stickers, doesn't matter. Don't ever pre-qualify anyone who's asking about, hey, how much is this? Don't not respond because that dude's a bum.
Yeah, because you
know.
So
You might get
my
blown
thing
away.
is perception of reality. Like you might look at them and think like, oh, this nigga ain't got it, but then it's just like,
So sad.
he got all right, yeah.
That came from my father. My dad told me that.
So never pre-qualify
Never
anybody.
pre-qualify anyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know who that person might be to you, not just like financially or anything, but it could be just in life. I mean, it could be someone that's out to help you and just, look out for you, to have those kind of people. Don't ever pre-qualify someone just because of their past or what they might look to you or what they might sound like to you.
Yep. So. All right, Spence. Yeah. Thank you. My God.
Bro.
My God.
I'm so happy you could fit me in, man.
I
want to be here.
Bro. Like I say on record, like I'm great at what I do. He might be greater than me. But at the end of the day, though, it's all the same. It's all the same thing. Like, man, we just trying to make the city look good. We chasing our dreams. We turning perceptions to realities, and we do a good job at doing it. You know what I mean?
I think we.
Spencer Wolfe, great cinematographer, not just a cameraman, because I hate that shit.
Oh yeah.
I hate it. We'll
Yeah,
talk about
I
it
know.
later.
I think we hit that on the first one.
Nah, yeah. I know. But look, Dreamers Welcome Podcast. Y'all keep on dreaming. We out this bitch. Holla.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast.